They won with it, actually.
Yeah, because we interviewed them.
Because, yeah.
Oh, what position did
It was 5 Dazzle on
SMG
Boom.
play?
Oh, Boom, yeah.
SMG lost 2 games, though. Was it on 5 or?
Oh, yeah, but that's SMG, so that's not fair.
Oh, so it doesn't count.
Yeah,
so.
you can't bring them up as a statistic unless they
okay,
unless
so
they play like
only
humans.
certain teams are exempt from
Yes.
statistics now.
So SMG played Dazzle on 4. And she's selective data over there. She's like, no, I only want the data that.
It's not fair.
That fits
If
my
they
narrative.
if they open with Razor into Dazzle, it's not fair to use that.
Yeah, they did open with Razor Dazzle. They did open with Razor Dazzle.
I mean, contextually, all data should be like explained then.
That's, I mean, yeah, like within context, like if a team first picks Meepo Techies every game and then they lose every game because those heroes suck in first phase, you can't then say Meepo sucks, Techies sucks, because it's not fair. Within the context of that draft, it was unfortunate for poor Dazzle.
Meepo sucks.
Yeah, that is true.
This is a hill she's willing to die on.
Willing to agree on. I'm coming down from the hill.
She's slowly just walking down this hill and she's like, you know what? All right, you're kind of fair, but Pari Parni last pick, something to really tie it all up.
Next.
That isn't the next.
Okay. Then we're probably gonna have like mid.
Kunkka.
This is probably an offlaner that they need, so they could just
Is
pick
it-
Dogs here.
They have so many options.
Dogs here.
They have Tiny could be carry with IO. CK could be offlane. You know, Tiny could be mid. Lesh
Yeah.
could be mid. Lesh could be offlane. Lesh could be.
Tiny
Literally,
could be
there's
4.
quite literally. Who knows what's happening right now?
You're
I
kind of
They
don't-
know what's happening.
I don't know what's going on. Like, they're flexing out of their mind here. The only thing we do know is IO support. And do we even know that? This is Eastern Europe.
Mhm.
The carry IO is it back with the support CK?
You're so right. 4 cores right there.
Yep.
How can we not
4
see that?
cores,
How can
yeah.
we not see that?
Jungle Nature's Prophet with Midas coming in.
Okay.
Mhm,
If I don't get Nyx or Dogs here, I'm gonna throw my body into a river.
Well,
What?
I'll
What?
I'll hold you accountable for that
Yeah,
one.
so will I. That is definitely going on Twitter. I'm definitely recording that one. All right, so Nyx, Dogs here. We're looking for neither of those right
I don't
now.
think
It's
they're
like
gonna
bingo.
pick either.
I don't
I
think
mean-
they will either, so I'm preparing myself.
Are you going like straight off the broadcast? Dressed
Yeah.
out
All right,
as
I
is?
want Kunkka mid. That's what I've decided. Kunkka
Okay.
mid, and then we do
Tiny 4?
Tiny carry with IO, and then 4 Leshrac with offlane
No
CK.
way, I don't want full Lash.
Why not?
Why would they first phase it with such confidence if they're just gonna put on support?
Flexibility.
'Cause
No!
it was-
Oh, she's going in the river, boys.
That
No, it's not
was-
even the river. I'm mad. Why would you pick Slardar?
that was an awful
This is
pick.
perfect.
Terrible
This is perfect.
pick.
Not only are you
Awful.
going in the river, but now you're going in because of a hero
I'm-
that you absolutely despise.
No,
One
I
that you-
absolutely love Slardar, and that's
No,
why
you
I
think
know how bad he is.
He's so bad this patch.
All right, guys.
It's support Lesh.
It's oh my god, this
Right?
is so sad. Yeah,
Or, I mean,
probably.
it could be Tiny.
I don't know. Did
Either
they-
way, like, why would you ever pick Slardar into Medusa?
I don't know, but I do know that we
And
get
Beast.
to talk to 2 other people, Lyrical and Trent, our casters, and ask them just what they think of this Pari Parni lineup. If you want to start, Trent, because we haven't seen you yet. Hi.
Hi, Trent.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, we had some concerns actually. We were discussing that the rivers are probably pretty dried up. So on the
Where the hell
one
are you
hand, you
gonna go?
probably, yeah, you're not gonna drown, but it's probably pretty painful. Like
the rose
it's
and
not
body
looking
of
too hot
Rob.
around LA right now. You know what I'm saying? For a little swim.
Oh yeah,
you
I
know?
forgot where I was. That's
Yeah.
in England.
They are not going to be nice rivers either. It's going to practically just be mud she's throwing herself into.
Oh
but,
jeez.
Lyrical, you look very excited. Oh, Trent, sorry, did you have more? You can keep going.
Oh no, I was just gonna say you guys are real Slardar haters, and I can't really blame you because then they also got a Phoenix after, and that just I don't know who's hitting this egg. I thought that Tiny was such a good matchup versus Puck lately, so I was hoping they were kind of go that way. And I don't know about Lesh support. I wasn't going that crazy. I wanted Grimstroke for the record, but I don't think anyone was asking for the Slardar.
No.
No, not me.
No, me. Lyrical.
No.
Yeah, you're very excited. Quickly, some thoughts from you.
Yeah, it wasn't Darkseer. Boo, boo, boo. That's all I got.
That's it. That's
My
all of his
man.
thoughts. All right, quickly for you guys, a team before we have to jump off. Do you?
Runeers.
Runeers.
Okay, all right. Well, game 1. We'll see if it's gonna go the way of Rune Eaters.
Thank you so much, Nat. Man, we just had to go right on into that one. And we're going to get our inaugural pause as often happens. But game number 1, Rune Eaters facing off against Pari Parni. Trent, yeah, I think that it's not often that you get like such a sort of resounding no on a last pick there. What is it about the Slardar that's going to run into some issues in this game? Talk to me. What's happening, man?
Well, Slardar typically he's missed out on his glory days. You know, back in some days a long time ago, you could just pick Slardar when he was like a patch off laner and feel okay about it. If the lane wasn't great, like you didn't counter someone, maybe you could like rotate early or something like that. But right now, Slardar is in the state where he basically needs to be counter picking someone while also having good synergy on your team.
Right.
So who's he countering in lane? I don't know.
That's a good question.
When he's countering, it's a ranged hero, and his synergy is also pretty weak overall. Like, what's your sustained physical damage? Like, I guess when your CK gets there.
Yeah,
but
it's pretty rough. And the other thing is, like, it used to kind of be Diabolic Edict you could pair together with it because that was physical before. It's pure now, so it's like that's not necessarily helping that much either. It feels pretty bad for the guy, but it is a pretty solid stun. You get that blink dagger, you get the big old crush, you create a river that Sheep can eventually jump into, and then afterwards you know have a nice little follow up. So that's pretty cool. I do believe that we're going to be getting underway in this as we finally are ready to go. Game number 1, again, taking place. Both of these teams at the bottom of the table, they want to win to keep their lives alive in Div 1 for the next round.
Well, I see 2 good signs at the very least. One for each team. We have Immersion, Grandmaster, level 30 on the IO. That's a lot of IO pub games. And likewise, Limitless on the Beastmaster, same thing. So you got your grinders. They're out here. They've done the research, right? It's all about seeing, experiencing, educating yourself on possible outcomes during a Dota game, and then recalling that experience in a professional match. That's the point of grinding pubs. And that's why people get a little upset when even longtime veteran players aren't grinding pubs, because Dota changes. And you need to like update your data bank of stuff this hero does versus other hero. And that's why the grinders on their heroes, I'm always going to give them like a little bit better chance in their pro matches.
30 seconds.
Well, and it also shows like a resilience. I mean, Grandmaster IoT is like some fresh hell that you have to be sent into.
That's
like,
right.
I don't even
That's
know.
a badge of
wild.
mentality. That's what that is.
Look at this. Look at this fella. He does have the little companion cube skin though, so that's always makes it a little bit easier. Oh.
That's the one that I feel the worst about for new players, is that they can't get that one.
Heaven
For
up
the
top might
record,
go for a
I'll-
sneaky play. No.
I'll let my FOMO go. You guys, you know, if Valve, you want to sell it again, you have my permission, okay?
Okay.
It's all right.
Got it.
Just so you guys know.
I just want to see. I mean, the thing is like it's such a good skin that it's hard to imagine what could be better from IO. You know, what's going to be a better skin than that? I don't think.
Dude, they knew they were only getting one chance with the votes.
Right.
Like, this is never happening again. No one's ever going to ask for another IO account. We got to do really well.
That it did take a special something to get that. Or I forgot that was a vote would have won. That's crazy. Or I guess it was it got second place that year, but they brought it back nonetheless. I guess we should talk about this game and not just sets. Arrow going to be playing on the Phoenix. And you were mentioning this seems like a really good pick this game, not just because there's no egg hitters, but also like the Sun Ray, that percentage based damage, super solid.
Yeah,
Although,
also
oh my God, is he
relatively
dead?
low. No, he's good. Totally good. Look at this guy just. Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
He team fight pretty weak on the Radiant side, right? And so I think that it's kind of like the nuclear team fight option as well. If you put down egg, it's just it lets your team just play forward because they're looking to defend your egg, and they obviously again don't have good egg hitters, so it's just going to give them the edge in those engagements.
I like how you use the word nuclear for some fusion going on with the sun. That's very good. Very lore appropriate.
And they have Dawnbreaker. It is a very gaseous draft.
That's great. I love that. Unbelievable. The lore dynamics are just working quite well here. I guess you can't break Dawn if the egg is on your team unless you deny it. That's something that we might see in this game. And if we do, we'll point it out and everybody will clap. As a couple little quick avalanches thrown out there. Heaven will back away.
I feel like we haven't got the cast together since Dawnbreaker's been like cool.
Yeah.
Are you a Dawnbreaker fan? Are you in on this hero?
I want it to be cool. It seems pretty awesome. I feel like the Dawnbreakers that we've seen in Eastern Europe that I remember, a couple of them is tossed back behind the tower, actually. Already taking a nice chunk of damage there. Does look like she's going to live. But I feel like I remember it was somebody playing it that went like Deso, and it looked terrible. But these recent ones, the supports have been looking a lot better.
I've definitely seen more core than support, actually, from in my experiences. So I'm looking forward to seeing how Kaori handles this. It's good that she's, you know, flexible to be put on the support because she is someone who you need to pick very early in the draft, as she's going to be like first phase banned almost every game. And so when you see your opportunity to pick it, you obviously need to go for it. And so far, getting a lot of damage done. It's a good example of the self-salving too, because Kaori's just been putting in all the work himself here. Does get tossed to the tower though. Ouch.
It's round 2. Yeah, and no extra regen right now, although does have the courier coming out, which I believe has, some tangos, some mangoes. So it's going to take a little bit, but we'll get regened up eventually. Meanwhile, mid lane, Depressed Kid getting very up close and personal with Hayes. And so far, 14 to 13 with a couple more denies going the way of the kid. And we'll get both of those denies as well. So back and forth in the mid.
Ooh, yeah, Hayes went for that cheeky little orb. Did cost him a range creep, but Depressed Kid, yeah, we're just kind of staring at each other. Little staring contest of the fairy fires as he gets lower and lower here. So does have the bottle brought out. The empty bottle.
Kaori turns, tries to go for some more punches. TA2000 has had a fabulous laning stage. I mean, this is the power of the Dawnbreaker I keep talking about. That is 13 denies on the Medusa. That is wild. Pasha just going to deny himself to a creep and realizes can't come back to this lane in a positive way. This is a tragic top lane for Pari Parni.
Yeah, we've been seeing more neutral denies lately. You guys said one, I think, last game too, where it's just like it's more efficient because of like you don't want to burn your TP, and even though it is that crazy long cooldown, it feels like there's a lot of situations lately where people are forced to either just like die by running to the enemy, or they do that long walk of shame all the way back, and you know, you also want to get your quick TP back to catch the wave. So overall, good call by Pasha to refill everything here for this lane.
Yeah, really needed it too, because he was level 2 coming into that, and now finally gets up a level, but still one whole level behind the Medusa. As mid lane, the spam constantly keeps on coming out, and yeah, I mean, granted, Medusa's never going to be a hero that like bullies a lane, but is getting a lot of denies.
I mean, this is pretty bad. Like, if Dawnbreaker was just to leech a little bit of XP, she'd actually have more XP than the Slider and the Tiny. And, of course, that's with the Medusa being now 4.5. So, yeah, it is definitely disaster territory up here. There's plenty of time for Kaori now just, like, rotate around a little bit, gets a stack off on the Dawnbreaker, and even going to head towards the Leshrac small camp here, perhaps. That could be pretty funny.
It doesn't have a ward. I'm not sure what the thought process is here. I guess that they just want to clean that one out here. Or maybe go for
I think he was hoping, yeah, they were hoping he might be farming it because he's a little bit low in the lane, and so now he's just chilling under his tower.
Hayes gets ready.
Man, he's playing this so cool. I can't believe he didn't jump earlier.
That was really nice. Although Hayes, oh, the turn. Oh my God. Depressed Kid kills Kaori, almost takes down Hayes. Oh, wow.
Oof. Big oof. Yeah, ouch.
Raindrops.
Ouch. Raindrops had the stick as well. And obviously, you're not providing that much damage as a Dawnbreaker support compared to some other heroes with like more reliable nukes. Wow, that's gonna be very disappointing.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And they can keep back the Tiny, and Hayes picks up the Arcane Rune now, but still a very frustrating series of events. Silence and then the orb out afterwards. Depressed Kid just gonna shove the wave again. But still, the big winner in the laning stage has been the Medusa. CK also farming pretty well.
Well, we know they need to get off to a good start looking at their lineup. It just seems like an even game or being behind for Pari Parni is not going to look very good. They're going to need some like crazy good cheese plays if they manage to fall behind. The way for them to take a victory in this game is certainly going to be some sort of like a snowballing play with a lot of pressure from their Slardar And that's something that's very hard to achieve with this hero, unfortunately, especially when the levels aren't coming very fast and you kind of need Blink Dagger if you want to be making those earlier plays. I mean, they have the IO, I guess, so you can sort of get in there a little bit easier in combination with the toss. They're going to have to make some wild stuff happen.
Yeah, I mean, there needs to be everything. Tiny needs to get a ton done. Slardar, like you said. And then the biggest one is going to be Depressed Kid with the rotations, because he's all of their damage early. As down bottom, Munkushi comes on in, and they brought 3 down here to deal with this. And it looks like it's just going to keep on being a farm fest for now, at least.
Yeah, Hayes didn't want to coil the IO, and instead is coming back mid, not going to catch Depressed Kid in time, so didn't really get anything off of that Arcane Rune, which is a little disappointing for a Puck.
Yeah.
Instead, they just had to fight for the 8-minute bounty or 8-minute power rune. Very important for a Puck player. This should lead to a kill, essentially, if you get another one right now.
Yeah. And in the meantime, also stacks coming out. It looks like the Phoenix should be able to get both of these, as I believe I just had a crash, but don't worry, coming back in a second. Depressed Kid, do they go on him here? Have Coil, going to drop it, looks for the chase, but it's a little bit too scary to go in there with the IO nearby. They just don't have damage.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
They're essentially just kind of like stalking Hayes. I think they're mirroring the movements of the Puck with their supports because they know that Puck's the one who wants to kick things off right now. They kind of want a little bit of time to farm on Limitless's Beastmaster and, of course, TA2000 on the Medusa. And so they're just watching what Hayes does and following along. And it's working out because Hayes is feeling that pressure, you know? You're not getting the same out of the lane as the Leshrac is. Lesh is much happier to sit through these situations. And there is this burden on Hayes because, like, you should be getting kills right now as Puck.
Right. Well, likewise, they did deny the rune from the Leshrac, but as you mentioned, Lesh very happy to just keep trying to farm and eventually clear through these stacks. As Munkushi, Immersion, they're going to head out. Heaven on the Tiny goes for another round of the stacks, builds this
Big
one up. Yeah, that's a nice one for him. And Depressed Kid moves on in. Does head over into the area where Medusa is. We'll see if TA2000 ends up getting found here or not.
Tough kill. Unfortunately,
like
yeah, you're hoping to find that big like quad stack or something to come in here, you know, as Leshrac right now.
Right.
You wanna find something big. Leshrac and Razor, two of the better heroes for these exact situations versus something like Medusa, who you know is gonna be stacking up the big farm, but they went top. They didn't find any big stacks. Leshrac still has some big stacks to farm for himself in his own triangle, so he'll likely head back there. And in the meantime, TA2000 is taking a big ancient stack, so everyone just kind of doing their thing right now.
Yeah. AFK farm, as we've seen a couple of times. Munkushi took out the triple in the jungle, and Depressed Kid, I mean, I actually like this play a little bit more, making the move to come and pressure the tower, although he's going to stick around for the rune first. And
I mean, they
will
have to
spawn
know.
up top. Oh, Hayes got it. It's a regen. That would have been so nice.
That's pretty brutal. I mean, they've had this ward up by the shrine. Like, when they went into that first invasion and they took some stacks, or some camps at the very least, with Depressed Kid's Leshrac, Heaven did drop this ward down, and they haven't seen Medusa up here. So they luckily have a very good idea that she's down in the triangle this whole time. I'd be a little concerned with how long she was there, because they're probably like, oh, that must have been a lot of gold.
Right. Well, and now, Rune Eaters get together. They're going to start pressuring this mid tower. Already have Helm of the Dominator done. I guess that it looks like they want to go for a pick off first. Munkushi is underneath the Hawk, but a little bit too hard to go on this.
Yo, Pasha is going all out with the build, though. He's going for Mask of Madness because he's an eye on his team.
All right.
He's just going to be swinging.
Do you think he goes for the blink first, or do you think he finishes this one off?
That's a good question. I mean, he's definitely considering it. He could be just like, maybe I can just farm right to my blink, and I'll just buy this if I'm going to die, which I don't think you should make such big game decisions on, but you never know.
Yeah.
I would love just blink.
Yeah. He's pretty close to that. And yeah, they're going to pull this creep wave over. Even glyphing this catapult, and Pasha going to try and tank through it. This is a little bit scary with heroes already rotating in, but we'll survive long enough. And they'll keep that tier 1 tower top alive. So
I guess
yeah,
there's not
again,
really much concern when you can see Puck.
oh, Pasha did go mask. Okay, no blink. All right.
Yeah, I mean, clearly he was making up his mind. He wasn't exactly sure what to do.
Right.
I don't know if that's a good or a bad sign when you're your last pick offlaner, or at least
Avalanche.
Anyway,
Toss afterwards. Big old stun comes through onto both of them. Kyrie did so much in that fight, and now gonna try and pop the ultimate. Depressed Kid drops. 2 dead very rapidly, and Rune Eaters managed to win that fight. Gonna try and put some pressure onto this tower.
Radiant's middle tower is under
more like
attack.
Mask of Sadness, am I right? He's gonna sit there and watch. He couldn't get another fight. He's up on the high ground. His allies are dying. He's like, I'd be there if I could, but
Yeah, exactly.
I'm busy.
Guys, 2,000 gold to blink. Don't
Radiant's
worry.
middle tower has
Farming ancients. Yikes. That one hurts.
He's like, man, I wish I just bought Midas. You know, I'd be farming even faster.
That's right.
Not actually, though. He is zooming through these camps with the help of the madness. So, bad situation for Pari Parni. Pretty much the worst case is that you get turned on with these two heroes, right? Dawnbreaker and Phoenix are very passive supports in that regard, but they're incredibly good at counter initiation. And, you know, you need that first big burst of damage if you're going to be successful. Hayes, able to hop out of that one. Maybe a chase? Let him go. Let him go. No coil yet.
Yeah, they won't do it. I mean, they're still just building up into this formidable ball-up squad that we've seen time and again. You've got Vlad's done now on Beastmaster and pretty close to the Helm of the Overlord. In the meantime, Pasha trying to pressure up top. He's, what, 1,000 gold away from his Blink Dagger, so we'll see what Rune Eaters try and do in this time. It looks like they still want to remain active.
Armor melts away.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Sort of at least sneaking their way through their own jungle right now as Rune Eaters now leave the territory. Rune Eaters still relying on Puck to really start much of anything. Again, it's pretty much all just on coil when they decide they want to fight, and well, they've decided.
Yeah, they find a press kid, have the toss if they want to use it for a save, but they won't go on to anybody. And unfortunately for Rune Eaters, it's only an invis this time. It's interesting that they're using this coil consistently to like secure the runes against Lesh, it feels
Dire's
like.
top tower has fallen.
Yeah, I'm not sure. That didn't really look like a great time to fight. Maybe there's something like force some rotations or something, but they had brought TA 2000, and you know they've already gotten the tier 1 mid, so not entirely sure why that pressure is being put on right there. But hey, the time has been bought for Pasha. He's got his Blink Dagger, and I'm feeling okay about their chances right now. I feel like Rune Eaters sort of failing to get some kills early with like rotations of the first couple coils with like a Solar Guardian or something.
Right.
Because they are sitting by heaven right now.
I mean, they know all of this stuff. He can hammer out afterwards. Hayes was underneath a sentry ward,
Radiant's bottom
just
tower
barely
is
outside
under
of
attack.
range, and they back away now, realizing that there was a ward there. And finally, Blink Dagger done on Pasha. So in spite of the one bad fight, it's worth noting, like, he's going to stay pretty farmed, it feels like.
Yes. Yeah, that paid off 100%. That was definitely the right call. You know, it's unfortunate that you missed that one engagement, but his game gets so much better now. Otherwise, he would have bought Blink first, and then you're like forced to drag your team around for these fights and everything. And that's risky. I thought they had to take that risk because I was a little bit more concerned about how this game was about to like get slightly more out of control. But this is the big timing as well for Rune Eaters, though, because they have the Overlord helmet on Beastmaster.
All right, underneath the Hawk right now. They see it on a sentry ward. Corey moves forward. Coil catches onto 2. Stun immediately onto Immersion. Has the ulti if he needs to get out of there, but it looks like it's going to come too late. And Depressed Kid just going to drop. They dropped everything onto him.
And that's Roche, right? I mean, you even have the Frenzy if you want.
Yeah.
Just get on in there.
Yeah, that is quite a bit of early pressure. And they're going to try and slow this down. Now, if they can get Lesh in here in time, this could maybe work. He's, what, 15 seconds away?
Dire's middle tower is under
Still has to
attack.
TP, though. Need to be careful with this. Tiny can try and slow it down again. It looks like they want to jump in with Pasha. I mean,
Pasha.
he's going to have a free path to it. Roche getting brought down lower and lower, looking for their opening. Oh, they hit with the spirits, though. That's a big jump. They kill Arrow. Can they get any more afterwards? Buyback immediately from the Phoenix. Nkushi walks into Press Kid. They're right on top of it. 2000 looking forward, getting the Aegis. And now they're in a World of Hurt. Depressed Kid down low, tries to dodge the damage. Won't be able to do so as they do manage to go for the relocate out, but Mankushi is still going to fall, and it looks like Io's going to die on the backside of this. Although, actually, no, that was the relocate away. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He just got ditched, man. Like, see him on Gucci. Sorry, bud. On your own. And I like that buyback play from Arrow. Like, he tanks the big burst initiation of the Chaos Knight. Just gets pounded down, but you still have your tier 1 in the mid lane. So, TV's right back in. Has, I think, 3 points. 2 points Thunder, 4 points Fire Spirit. So, still going to be effective in a fight even without your egg at this stage of the game.
Jeez. Well, Aegis in hand now for Rune Eaters, and the game continues to look pretty good for them. They have Coil again, but Puck is not with them. Oh my god, they're just gonna ulti? Depressed Kid? Down low, heals coming, trying to keep him alive? Oh, wow.
The warning roar, you know?
Pasha jumps in, the stun's only onto one, but Kaori dead. Hayes finds him afterwards, buyback, the jump in from the Dawnbreaker. Do they have enough damage? The Lash almost gone, and finally will fall. Egg pops dead on 3. And it cost another support buyback, but well worth it.
Yeah, these early game support buybacks, very cool. I mean, the Phoenix, because of the long range of initiation and just like fighting around the Roach Pit, and obviously always going to be good for Dawnbreaker. And unfortunately, it did turn into a dieback, but you know what? It was a trade, as they'll get themselves Heaven's Tiny as well.
Yeah, and they're sticking around down bottom here. They're just going to take this tier 2 tower, it looks like. Although, they do need to wait for the rest of the creeps to come back in. But a great start, 5,000 gold lead right now. And Rune Eaters, this like group up that they've got is just so strong.
It really does just come down to a classic case of just easier game. Like, no game is won or lost on the draft right away. You do actually have to play the game. That is true. It is a fact of Dota. But you can certainly make your game a lot easier or a lot harder. And despite being a pretty, one-dimensional draft in the sense from Rune Eaters, it just makes sense. I have a very simple initiator in the mid lane of my Puck. I have a lot of pressure on the map with my Beastmaster, taking up so much space that it's hard to punish my other greedy hero of a Medusa. And you know I'm going Roche, and they went Roche, the Helm of the Overlord, but all it took was one coil on the Io and the Leshrac to start this entire chain of events that has now led to a 5k lead, a Roche, and an Outpost.
And now they also have a Scotty, so Immersion not going to be able to heal as much as before, and in fact is just going to die the Medusa. Limitless with a quick tip after scouting him out with that Hawk, and well, I mean, they need to deal with this eventually. They don't have a glyph on the side of Pari Parni. This might just be high ground. I don't know if they can stop this. Yeah, and in fact, they find him on the other side. Heaven caught for the moment. Kaori there, chase down. Pasha's also in the area. Do they have enough to kill off Kaori? It looks like they will. At the same time, they're losing Rax mid. They need to get back and deal with this. Hayes coils, breaks the TP from Pasha. Oh my goodness, 2013, eat your heart out as they are gonna walk on down each of these lanes one by one. Oh no, that's 2 sets of Rax right there, I think.
Yeah, this just does not look fun.
Yeah,
bad day at the fair here for Pari Parni. It's only game 1.
That's true, but I think that might be game 1, given the way that this is gone. As Pasha gonna blink out afterwards, and one last lane.
Once the Grandmaster Beastmaster is just like shouting the Aurus at you, I think the game's kind of done. Mankushi's looking for a dignity kill up here. It's like, oh yeah, walk a little bit. Oh, haha.
Oh, well, Mankushi now gets the other side of him. Oh, not barely able to get it. So they do get out with the CK. So 0-6 for poor old Dawnbreaker. He is all but one of his team's deaths.
Wow, that is definitely a feeder. All right, we're hoping for the Kaori interview now after game 2. They get themselves another win. We can flame them.
Finds one. They don't have the Dusa there yet. Is it going to be enough? Supernova down. Had the Sunray afterwards. Trying to kill him in the duration. Stun is out. Hayes back in on top of him. slowdown is there. IO is going to drop. Can TA2000 get in range in time? A little bit more DOT, and eventually he too will die. Pasha with the big old crush, but they don't hit the Dusa. Double kill now for Hayes, as everybody wants to run away from the Snake Lady, and they will eventually make the escape. So another 2 dead, but a buyback from Lesh.
Sort of puts the GG target on your back there for Depressed Kid if he goes down again. Wasn't super costly since he came back in and got a couple bounties, got himself 300 XP and only lost 50 gold with his buyback, so not the absolute worst buyback. You'll take it, you're back on the map, you're farming, so overall definitely a win. But unfortunately, this game still not looking like one. And all right, what is the path here? Let's see. We got tiny toss plays. That's always something near the base. They are harder to execute, though, when there is a Dawnbreaker, because they can just, like, solar guarding on top of you anyway. Although it's only level, what, 11 Dawnbreaker, so it's not that big of a deal.
True.
So we got tosses. We got relocate cheese with less rack. They can just, like, take towers.
Oh. I mean, Angushi tries to walk away here. On the other side, they find another pickoff. That's a big one onto Hayes. And can they keep them in this area now? Doesn't quite look like it. Yeah, Rune Eater's just going to run away. So finding little moments, though, as you said.
Yeah, I mean, Puck has no defensive items right now, right? So if you just get blink crushed, you are simply dead. Also very hard to itemize against anyway. Going for the Sanjin Kai, that's really the best you actually can do anyway.
Yeah, true. Let's tank up a little bit, get that resistance going. Might regret the Kaya a little bit more, but getting that first, but it's fine. And a minute until Roche is capable of respawning. We'll see if Rune Eaters want to get anything done until then, but it's a smoke up with 4.
They want to do something.
Find one. Beastmaster toss back. Solar Guardian, not where it needs to be. Afterwards, the big old jump forward. And trying to chase. Can they have enough? The coil there onto 2. Coil snaps and Depressed Kid going to drop. That's a DD Dusa that ran down, and now they're going to run down the lane. No buyback on this Lesh. This might be it.
CK's trying to find something here. They actually go back to the high ground. They don't like it?
Oh, God. Wait. Kushi? All right, they find one. Tries to chase him down, and he TP's out. I mean, if they just get away with this a little bit, I mean, I don't know if it changes the dynamic of the game, but they are, you know, getting pulled around the map a little bit, which is something for Pari Parni.
It stopped them from straight walking mid with a Medusa DD rune. So, I mean, maybe they don't want to do that yet because they don't have, like, Stone Gaze back up, and they just know that a safe and slow siege is the easier way to win this game.
Right.
But, yeah, I mean, nice play by Munkushi. Those are the little things you need to find to try and delay games and try and give yourselves that tiny 2% chance. Oh, it's 3% action at Dota Plus, so, you know.
Okay.
Gaben's an optimist today.
He's feeling the love. Like CK, apparently.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
They're going to need some more help. Kaya Sanj done now for the puck. And a full butterfly completed for the Medusa. Although they are going in for this Orchid into Bloodthorn for Chaos Knight. So a way to deal with that evasion. Makushi finds one. Kaori caught and killed right at the start. Not bad. Pasha getting slowed down. And that will although can you get out of here? Close. On the other side of the fight, they do find and kill the IO. And now Mankushi, 3-second stun, but he is caught in the Stone Gaze. And with 3 dead, GG is going to get called. A quick and easy one for Rune Eaters. The panel was right.
Well, you know, sometimes Slider just does the work for you.
That's fair.
I don't like blaming entire games on one hero. But sometimes I do. And I don't know.
All right.
That's just a really hard game.
One of those times.
It certainly feels like it. Like, I look at Rune Eaters and I just think, like, what are like some of the best heroes in their positions right now? And they've Puck and Beastmaster in terms of like mid and off laner, 2 of the stronger ones. They even had the possibility of the Dawnbreaker if they wanted it. I also really like the idea of getting the Dawnbreaker taken away from the team versus Puck, because like Puck likes the Dream Coil, that sometimes takes a little bit of time to kill, and I found the Dawnbreaker's been pretty good versus that, but they neutralize that possibility. Pari Parni had the Tiny as well, which they could have tried mid versus the Puck, which has been very successful lately, and is a great way of slowing down the Puck's gameplay, but instead with so many possible options and flexibilities available in their draft, they decided to pick Slardar, and I don't really understand that. I would be incredibly curious to find out why, and if that's going to happen, they're going to have to win 2 games.
It's a possibility. I mean, it all starts in the draft, and we'll see if that is something that they identify as a really big issue for them. Quick shout out to Arrow and that last pick. Phoenix overall just did an absolutely fabulous job for me, at least. So Rune Eaters, they're going to take the first game in the series going up 1-0. We'll see if Pari Parni has what it takes to bring it back in game number 2. But for now, we're going to go a quick break. When we get back, the panel will talk through all the action. See y'all then.